MADD Canada recognizes that Canadian teens are greatly overrepresented in the statistics of death and injury from impaired driving. Road crashes are the #1 cause of teen death in this country. Many of those crashes involve the use of alcohol or drugs. We have a department at MADD Canada called Youth Services, with a focus on getting our message out to teens to help them reduce risk and stay safe through the teenage years. Our Multimedia Assembly program delivers a hard-hitting message to hundreds of thousands of students in grades 7 through 12 every year. This program began in 1984 and continues to be welcomed in schools from coast to coast. We produce both English and French versions and present a new film to tour every year. With a huge screen and a giant sound system, the show gets rave reviews and has a strong impact on those watching it. We include real victim stories, which our feedback tells us really hit home. These shows are designed to make students stop and think before they make a bad decision about drinking alcohol or taking drugs and driving.
We've had Mothers Against Drunk Driving assemblies and presentations for years. It's critical, I think, with this particular age group for them to see real life, for the faces, the names, the experiences, all those stories of what has happened to people's lives because of poor decisions around drinking and driving.
I thought it was really upsetting, but at the same time it was a message that had to be expressed.
The way they conveyed the message about drunk driving, and especially like in our age group, it really got the point across.
Like a lot of my friends throughout the video were crying just because it was so powerful.
It definitely changed my perspective.
The show is accompanied by a curriculum guide to help teachers facilitate discussion back in the classroom. Our field reps hit the road in September to set up in schools in hundreds of communities and cities, towns, and rural areas.
It was an accident. An accident? An accident? You think this was an accident? This was no accident, Jake!
At these presentations, we invite local MADD members and volunteers to come out in person to share their true stories after the presentation. Hearing about tragedy from folks in their own community always leaves a lasting impression on students.
I went out to a multimedia presentation a number of years ago to a junior high, and it happened to be the junior high school that our daughter had graduated from. And I had an opportunity at the end of that presentation to tell our story and to point out the fact that this was not just a story about my daughter, it was a story about someone that had gone to their school and had graduated, walked those same hallways. And I had an opportunity to point out her picture on a hallway. And I can't count the number of kids that went out to check that picture, cried at the picture, came over and gave me hugs and told me how sorry they were. They didn't know me from anyone, but a very, very impactful time. And you could see that that message was really hitting home.
For more information on our Multimedia Assembly program, visit our national website and link to our youth page. More on that in a minute. We also produce other in-class training tools for high school teachers, including DVDs and teacher guides. These materials are produced in English, French, and sometimes even Aboriginal versions.
Look, we've developed Breaking Point to help you understand and reduce the risks you're faced with. Now, the purpose isn't to scare you or to tell you what to do. Nobody could do that. The one in the driver's seat is always you. Every choice you make determines what the road ahead will be.
For elementary students, we deliver a DVD program for teachers to show in the classroom. This program is geared to grades 1 through 6 and has a softer message about impaired driving. The focus is more on adopting healthy lifestyle habits to encourage the children to trust their instincts and stay away from drugs and alcohol.
Believe in ourselves and then take that first step. Find what we'd love to do and then do it. Make a difference in our world.
We have created a part of our national website that specifically targets youth. It provides teenagers with access to a ton of information, tools, and statistics. It also contains suggestions on how to get involved in raising awareness at school with downloads like safe prom tips and Our Contract for Life, where parents sign a contract with their teenagers. By signing this contract, parents agree to pick them up at any time, no questions asked, to be sure they get home safely. We've also created a youth manual. It has all kinds of materials on impaired driving issues for teens and ways for students to raise awareness and really make a difference in their schools. The youth manual can be downloaded from the website. We encourage students to get involved at school, and they love to stage events like mock crashes. Local police, fire, and EMS come together to reenact the aftermath of a fatal crash. This brings the realities of impaired driving to life and really impacts the students. They see the jaws of life working on the twisted metal, while paramedics deal with realistic-looking injuries and even the death of their friends. Students also love to stage dramatically dead days. To illustrate the number of impaired driving deaths, every few minutes a designated student paints their face white, representing another victim dying. They immediately become silent, and then continue throughout the school day without speaking. Often there will be an assembly at the end of the day, and the dramatically dead attend, a grim reminder that it can happen to any of your friends. One way to inspire youth is to applaud them for their creativity in expressing ways to stop impaired driving. Every May, MADD Canada holds the National Poster and Essay Writing Contest for young people who will someday drive on our roads. There are 2 awards in 2 age categories for this contest, ages 10 and under and 11 to 14. Another great opportunity for youth is our MADD Canada Multimedia Contest. The goal here is to encourage youth involvement in the fight against impaired driving by inviting unique perspectives in audio, video, and film. They can either be radio or television public service announcements or short films. The topic centers on ways to reduce risk with their peers, and their creativity is always remarkable. We have 2 age categories for this contest, 16 and under and 17 to 24 years old. Sadly, impaired driving strikes all walks of life, and families are often torn apart when a parent or guardian is lost. For students who are pursuing full-time post-secondary education, MADD Canada has established a bursary for Canadian students whose parent or guardian has been killed in an impaired driving crash. So that covers off a brief synopsis of our many youth services. For more information on any of these youth programs, visit our national website and click on the youth link. And if you like talking to young people, we encourage you to volunteer at schools and help to get our message out. Thanks for watching.